Mga kapuso, ani ang one-on-one interview sa atong kauban nga si Kapusong Cecille Quibod-Castro, kang United States Ambassador to the Philippines nga si Song Kim.
Mga kapuso, welcome to GMA Regional TV for our one-on-one interview with Mr. Ambassador to the Philippines, U.S. Ambassador to the Philippines, Mr. Song Kim. Maayong hapon, Mr. Song Kim.
Hi, how are you?
And how are you?
I'm fine. Happy to be here.
I'd like to talk about the counter-trafficking grantees that you have given. I understand 2 grantees are based here in Cebu and another one in northern Iloilo, here in the Visayas region as well. I understand that these are against human trafficking and so on. Any improvement, any updates on these grantees? I understand you've spent millions of grants for these.
Sure. I mean, this is obviously a very serious issue for both the United States and the Philippines, frankly, for the whole international community. It's a very serious problem. That's why we're working so hard with Philippines authorities to make sure that we are doing everything possible to combat human trafficking. And I do believe that we have made some improvements. There's very strong law enforcement cooperation between relevant agencies of the United States and the Philippines. And I think we've had some very concrete successes in going after traffickers. And we're going to continue that effort because it's really an evil crime that must be combated.
It is. I think it is through the money remittances agencies and outlets. Any specific programs for that those outlets where transactions are being relayed?
Yeah, I think our relevant agencies are looking at every possible way to fight trafficking. And that includes, of course, looking at money flows. We also have our joint cybersecurity working group, which is a bilateral working group, which includes both government and private sector stakeholders. And this working group has been very successful at coming up with ways to improve each other's cybersecurity. And I think that's relevant to your question about how do you look at remittances and financial flows.
Right. I know you've met President Duterte recently, and just last February, you mentioned, you were quoted, you've expressed your support to the Philippine government's war against illegal drugs. Do you still have the same support?
Sure. I mean, I think we recognize that the illegal drugs is a huge problem in the Philippines. So we certainly understand the very strong law enforcement effort that the Philippines government has undertaken. As you know, the U.S. also has serious problems related to illegal use of drugs. So we understand the effort, and in fact, we cooperate very strongly with law enforcement activities. We also support the anti-drug campaign in a more comprehensive way through rehabilitation and then demand reduction activities and training. Of course, we continue to have concerns, serious concerns about reports of human rights abuses. And we have discussed our concerns very directly with relevant Philippine authorities. But I think it's important to recognize that there is a serious problem with the drugs, and that we will work with the Philippines authority to support that effort.
I understand, and we thank you for that. And Mr. Ambassador, before we end the interview, I need to ask, any memorable experience so far here in Cebu, aside from traffic?
Yeah, no. There's so many wonderful aspects to Cebu, and I'm really enjoying my visit to Cebu.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ambassador, for spending time here in GMA Regional TV. Daghang salamat.
Thank you very much.